So for this lesson, we're going to go from factored form of a parabola or of a quadratic to standard form. So there's different ways to write a quadratic. A quadratic is, if you don't know what a quadratic is, I'll just draw it on the side here. It's like a U shape like this. So it's a U-shaped function, we call it, or a U-shaped, a happy smile, or it could be one that goes down, a frown. And you should have learned these last year. They're called quadratics. So one way is standard form, where it's ax squared plus bx plus c, and it has the x squared. Okay. And one is vertex form, which is what we've been doing, where A is the step pattern and PQ is the vertex. And finally, there's roots form, where these are the x-intercepts, and you factor. You would have learned that last year as well. So we're gonna, and we learned how to do vertex form, and we did the transformations this year. So we're gonna learn how to go from this form today to this form. And then in a future lesson, we'll learn how to go from this form to this form. From this form all the way up to that form. So we want to go to standard form on both. So in both cases, we want to move all the way up to standard form. We want it to look like this. So we're going to have brackets, and we're going to remove the brackets. So we're going to expand. So to turn to standard form, expand, which means use the distributive law. So steps. So maybe you heard this word FOIL, and I'll show you over here with this example. So you'd multiply the first. So what you would do is you take the first numbers here, and we'll use a nice red color, and we multiply the first two numbers, and I'll use arrows. So that's the first number. Okay, that's first. Then you multiply the outside numbers. I'll use the blue. So you multiply these two, and these are our outside numbers. So the blue is the outside. This is outside and that's outside. So this is outside here and that's outside. This is first, that's first. The red is the first. The blue is the outside. Now, the purple will go the inside. So the purple here, we're going to multiply the inside numbers. This one and that one. So the B and the C. And finally, we're going to, let's use the green here, the last here. We're going to multiply this, multiply the last two numbers. So we're going to multiply the B and the D. Okay, how would this look? We'll just erase this again, and I'll go over it one more time. So how would this look? So the blue. So first we start with the red here. The red is the first, so it would be like A times C, and then you put a plus. Maybe I should have used the red color to color code it. It would look a little bit neater, wouldn't it? So let's color code this exactly here. So the first one is AC, so we use the red. A times C, the first two. So the A and the C, the red ones. So this one here. Then the blue one, the outside ones. Plus A times D. Plus. Now we'll do the purple ones, or the inside ones. So we'll do the BC, B times C. Whoops, purple here. B times C plus, finally we do the last two, the green ones, the last two, and that is BD. Some people just need an example, so here we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. The first example may clear things up, and you may remember how to do these. Okay, so here's our first example here. X plus 8 times x minus 3. So let's start off with the top. I'll use one color up here. So we'll go from x times x. So x times x is x squared. Then we'll do x times negative 3. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. Now we'll do the inside ones here. So I'll switch the colors here. We'll do 8 and x. 8 and x is plus 8x. And then we'll do the last two here. So 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. Negative 24. We're just multiplying 8 times negative 3. Here we did x and x, 2x is x squared. X and negative 3, we put negative 3x. 8 and x, we put 8x. And 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. Now we're going to go and clean this up. So we're going to, whoops, I know there's another question here. We're going to add the two middle terms. We're going to put these together. So we get x squared plus 5x minus 24. So it's like x squared plus 5x minus 24. We left the minus 20 and the x squared, and we put these two. Go minus 3 plus 8 is plus the 5x. So I move this number down here, and now we're going to do question 2. Right here, we're going to do question 2. We're going to follow the same process. So we're going to use the different colors here. So I'll use the red for the first one. So 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6, and you put 6x squared. And I missed the equal signs on the top one, so you should put equals on the front. Next, 2 times 2 is 4. So you put plus 4x. Now we'll do the bottom ones. So, and I should maybe move my writing down a little lower, see if I can do that. So I can fit all this here, so we'll put this down a little lower so you can see everything. So now I do negative 7 times 3. So here you get minus 21x. So it's just negative 7 times 3. And then at the very end here, you get negative 7 times 2. You get negative 14. Now you put the two middle terms together. So on the next step, we put these two terms together. So 4 minus 21. Well, if you don't know what it is, you can go to your calculator. You can go here 4 minus 21. And I can also multiply some of these numbers. Minus 17. So you get equals 6x squared minus 17x minus 14. Let's go on to question 3. Okay, question 3. So I'll put a little space in here. I'm going to do the same idea with the shooting arrows here. So we're going to do 5 times 3 first. 5 times 3. So if you need a calculator, you can use it. 5 times 3. And the first term is always x squared. So you get 15x squared. I just did the 5 times 3. I went to a calculator. I did 5 times 3 is 15. Next one, 5 times 2. So you can go to a calculator. 5 times 2, 10. And the second term goes here to here. The second term is plus 10x. Next term, you multiply these two here. And that's negative 7 times 3. So negative 7. So we'll go here. Negative 7, not 37, but negative 7 times 3. Negative 21x. So here, negative 21x. Notice the first one's x squared. The next two are both x and x every time. And then you do the last one here. So the last one here, here to here, negative 7 times 2. 7 times 2 is 14. If you're not sure, you can go to the calculator. You can always use your calculator. Negative 7 times 2. And you get minus 14. Now let's collect the two middle ones. Put the two middle ones together. So you get 15x squared minus 11x. So 10 minus 21, that's where I got that from. It was 10 subtract 21. And I get minus 11x. And at the end, I get minus 14. Now I'll do the last 3 questions. I think then there's 6. And then you do the rest. I'll do the last 3 here in the next video.